She was young, passionate, and dedicated to the sea. A woman who, according to the stories, had spent her life training some of the most intelligent, powerful creatures on Earth. She had a smile that could light up an entire crowd and a calmness that could quiet the most restless of killer whales. People said she was fearless, that she could stand on the edge of a tank with an orca the size of a bus gliding beneath her feet, and not even flinch. But one day, one tragic day, Jessica Radcliffe stepped into the water and never came back up. That's what the internet told you. That's what millions believed. Her name became a rallying cry for animal rights activists, a topic of outrage for online commentators, and a symbol of the dangers of working with wild animals. Yet there was a problem, a very big problem. Jessica Radcliffe didn't exist. Before we go any further, I want you to do one thing for me. If you're watching this, hit the subscribe button and share your own thoughts in the comments below. Tell me, before you get to the end, do you think this story is real, or do you think it's all one giant trick? I promise, by the time you hear everything, you're going to have an opinion. And you're going to want to tell the world. Because this isn't just the story of a woman. It's the story of a lie so detailed, so believable, that it fooled millions of people around the globe. And by the time anyone realized it was fake, the name Jessica Radcliffe had already been cemented in people's minds forever. It started with a video. A grainy, zoomed-in clip of a killer whale pulling a trainer under the water. You could hear the gasps of the crowd, the panic in their voices. The trainer disappeared beneath the surface. The whale thrashed in the water. And then, cut to black. But here's where things start to get strange. Beneath the video, a caption appeared, R.I.P. Jessica Radcliffe. Another tragic loss. Gone too soon. In the space of a few hours, this clip exploded across Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. People who had never even been to a marine park were suddenly mourning her death. Comment sections filled with broken-hearted emojis, with calls to shut down marine shows forever, with angry questions demanding justice. It all felt real. It felt urgent. It felt like something we shouldn't ignore. And yet, nobody stopped to ask the most important question. Where was the proof? The details were vague. The location was never named. No statement from any marine park was released. No family members came forward. But the video, that was the anchor. People thought, I saw it with my own eyes. It must be true. Except the video wasn't new. It wasn't recent. And it wasn't Jessica Radcliffe. What happens next will change the way you think about everything you see online. Frame by frame, the truth began to show itself. If you looked closely, you could see that the crowd in the stands wasn't dressed for the 2020s, some wore clothing styles from more than a decade ago. The wetsuit on the trainer wasn't the kind used in modern performances, it was a discontinued design. Even the whale had a story to tell. Its unique markings matched a killer whale from another country, from another time. And when investigators realized they'd seen this footage before, the entire narrative began to collapse. They remembered it, from a documentary about orca behavior. Someone had taken old clips, edited them together, and posted them as if they were breaking news. Then, to make it feel personal, they added a fictional name, Jessica Radcliffe. And here's the chilling part, it worked. Why did it work? Because real tragedies like this have happened before. On February 24, 2010, Dawn Brancho, a veteran trainer at SeaWorld Orlando, was pulled into the water by an orca named Tilikum. Witnesses described it as horrifying. The story made international headlines and triggered years of debate about keeping orcas in captivity. But Dawn wasn't the only one. In December 2009, in the Canary Islands, a trainer named Alexis Martinez was killed by an orca named Quito during a training session. And that's when something clicked. The similarities between these real tragedies and the Jessica Radcliffe hoax were no accident. They were the blueprint. The people behind the hoax knew that the internet has a long memory for pain. They knew that when people saw an orca and a trainer in danger, they would remember Dawn, they would remember Alexis, and they would believe. So the hoax spread like wildfire. But let's pause and think about why we believe things online. When we see something shocking, our brains don't immediately say, let's fact check this. No, we react emotionally first. And this emotional reaction is exactly what made the next twist possible. Social media makes this even worse. The algorithms reward emotional content, because emotional content gets clicks. And clicks mean money. When fact-checkers dug deeper, they traced the earliest Jessica Radcliffe post back to a small, anonymous Facebook page. The page had only a few hundred followers, but it had one thing in abundance: sensational, unverified stories. The admin never revealed their identity. And then, something suspicious happened. After the Jessica Radcliffe post went viral, the original page vanished. Deleted without a trace. From there, the story mutated. TikTok creators added dramatic music and captions. YouTube commentary channels repeated it. On Twitter, the hashtag Jessica Radcliffe trended for hours. And with every retelling, the facts became more dramatic. Claims emerged that her family had spoken out. That the whale had been euthanized. That protests had erupted outside the park. But none of it was real. And here's where the rabbit hole gets deeper, because it wasn't just recycled footage. AI was involved. Using deepfake technology, the hoaxers created convincing witness testimonies with AI-generated voices. They used face mapping to make it look like Jessica Radcliffe was in the tank that day. And while the quality wasn't perfect, it was good enough for most viewers not to question it. That's when it hit investigators. This wasn't just a random viral fake. This was a glimpse into the future of misinformation. We are entering an era where seeing is no longer believing. A photo, a video, even a recorded voice, it can all be faked, convincingly, in a matter of hours. And that leads to the darkest question of all. When someone creates a fake death for clicks, are they just lying, or are they exploiting our empathy for profit? Jessica Radcliffe never lived. She never trained killer whales. She never died in a tragic accident. But her name, her story, and the fake tragedy built around her will live on in internet history. And unless we change how we think, she won't be the last.